Good morning to all. I am Dr. Alkesh Agarwal, and in this first lecture on the subject analog and digital communication with subject code BC5012, I'll be covering Unit 1, which is based on analog modulation techniques. And in this lecture, I'll cover the following contents. First of all, I'll discuss about the classification of modulation techniques. Then I'll define what is amplitude modulation. Then I'll discuss in brief about the types of amplitude modulation techniques. Then expressions of modulating carrier and modulated signal. Then I'll explain the graphical representation of modulating signal, carrier signal, and modulated signal. Then I'll discuss about the spectral components of modulating signal, carrier signal, and modulated signal. And then finally, power considerations of bands. These are the reference books. The first reference is Communication Systems, published by John Wiley and Sons, authored by Simon Higgins. Another book is Principles of Communication System, which is being published by Tata McGraw-Hill and authored by H. Taub and D.L. Schilling. To start with, first of all, we'll discuss about the classification of modulation techniques. So the classification of modulation techniques is based on the basis of carrier signal and baseband signal. First of all, a carrier signal is broadly classified as a continuous wave or a pulse wave, and a baseband signal can be analog in nature or digital in nature. The first category of modulation techniques is amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation, where they are being classified on the basis of analog baseband signal and continuous wave carrier signal. Then another modulation techniques are ASK, FSK, and PSK. Analogous to amplitude modulation, we have amplitude shift keying. Analogous to frequency modulation, we have frequency shift keying, and analogous to phase modulation, we have phase shift keying. So these modulation techniques are based on digital baseband signal with continuous wave carrier signal. Similarly, we have another type of modulation techniques which include pulse amplitude modulation, pulse position modulation, and pulse width modulation, where the baseband signal is analog and we have a pulse wave as carrier signal. Then we have another category of modulation techniques, that is pulse code modulation, differential pulse code modulation, and delta modulation, where we have digital baseband signal and carrier signal as pulse wave. So like this, we have classification of modulation techniques based on carrier signal as well as based on the baseband signal. So then we will define the definition of amplitude modulation. It says that amplitude modulation AM is the process in which the amplitude of the carrier wave is being designated by CT, is varied linearly according to the instantaneous value of the baseband signal MT. So what it says that in amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier signal is varied according to the instantaneous value of the message signal MT, which we'll discuss in detail in the subsequent slides. Now we'll come on to the brief description about the types of amplitude modulation techniques. The first is DSB FC, which is double sideband full carrier amplitude modulation. Then we have DSB SC, which is double sideband suppressed carrier amplitude modulation. Then we have SSB, single sideband amplitude modulation technique, and we have VSB, that is vestigial sideband amplitude modulation technique. Now we'll try to understand what is amplitude modulation based on the expressions of modulating signal, carrier signal, and modulated signal. So modulating signal is being designated as MT, which is being depicted as AM, that is amplitude of message signal cos 2 pi FMT, where frequency of message signal varies from 50 Hz to 15 kHz. Carrier signal is designated as CD, which can be depicted as AC, that is amplitude of carrier signal cos 2 pi FCD, where FC or frequency of carrier signal practically varies from 535 kHz to 1605 kHz. According to our definition, the amplitude of the carrier signal, that is AC, is varied in accordance to the instantaneous values message signal, which is MT. So now we have written ST is equal to AC plus we have written MT. What is MT? Is AM cos 2 pi FMT. So this amplitude of carrier signal now becomes AC plus MT, that is AC plus AM cos 2 pi FMT into cos omega C T cos 2 pi FCT. If we compare the expression of CT and ST, what is the difference is AC is being replaced by AC plus MT, and which depicts by definition the modulated signal. Now we have amplitude and further more analysis of amplitude modulation. So we have written ST is equal to AC plus AM cos 2 pi FMT cos 2 pi FCT. Now if we take AC out of these brackets, so we have AC 1 plus AM by AC cos 2 pi FMT cos 2 pi FCT, simple mathematics. Now what is 1 by AC is K, and what is K is the amplitude sensitivity of the modulator, which is being measured in terms of per volt. And this expression K and AM, K into AM is being written as MA. What is MA is the modulation index of the amplitude modulation. So we have new expression, these are different expressions. So we have new expression ST is equal to AC bracket open 1 plus MA cos 2 pi FMT bracket close cos 2 pi FCD. Now we'll multiply these terms. So we have ST is equal to AC multiplied by 1 multiplied by cos 2 pi FCD. So we have AC cos 2 pi FCD plus AC multiplied by MA cos 2 pi FMT multiplied by cos 2 pi FCD. So we have this second term AC MA cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCD. And using the trigonometry expression, we have written a new expression which is ST is equal to AC cos 2 pi FCD, which is a carrier signal. And then we have using the trigonometry identity, we have AC MA by 2. These two are being frequencies are being added and subtracted to get to obtain two bands. So we have cos omega C plus omega mt and cos omega C minus omega mt. So this expression shows the type of modulation technique. So this is double sideband full carrier amplitude modulation technique, where this is omega C plus omega m is one band upper band, omega C minus omega m is the lower band, and we have a full carrier. So this is double sideband full carrier amplitude modulation technique. Now we'll try to understand this modulation technique through the graphical representation. So here figure 1 shows a modulating signal with amplitude AM and frequency FM. Here figure 2 shows a carrier signal with amplitude AC and frequency FC. And now according to definition, the amplitude of this carrier signal has to be varied according to instantaneous value of the message signal. So this figure shows a amplitude modulated signal, where you can see this amplitude of a carrier signal is as same as that of a modulating signal. This line shows the envelope of the modulated signal, and between these envelopes we have a carrier signal. So if we remove this signal, if we remove this envelope, we get this red signal, which is amplitude modulated signal with this is with envelope. If we see the maximum value and the minimum value, here it is written the maximum amplitude of the envelope is AC plus AM. What is AC is amplitude of carrier signal plus amplitude of message signal, and minimum amplitude of this modulated signal is AC minus AM. Okay, so using these two expressions we can calculate AC. What is AC is A max plus A min by 2, and what is AM is A max minus A min by 2. From these two expressions of AC and AM, we can calculate modulation index AMA, which is AM by AC, that we have uh, seen over here. AM by AC is MA. So M is AM by AC, so which is equal to A max minus A min upon A max plus A min. That is the ratio of the maximum amplitude to the minimum amplitude is modulation index. M is AM upon AC. So A max minus E min, that is the difference of maximum amplitude minus minimum amplitude upon the ratio of maximum amplitude plus minimum amplitude. Now the two things has to be understood clearly. That is the envelope of ST, that is modulated signal, has essentially the same shape as that of a baseband signal, which we have seen in the past slide. And it also should have two conditions to be satisfied. One is the amplitude K into MT is always less than unity. That is KMT should be less than 1, and secondly the carrier frequency must be much greater than the highest frequency spectral component of the message signal, that is FC must be much greater than FM. So these two conditions must be fulfilled for amplitude modulated signal. Now we come to a very important concept of a spectral component. Of first we will discuss about message signal. So we have a message signal MT is equal to AM cos 2 pi FMT. We are using this modulation property which we study in frequency mod sorry in Fourier transform. So which says that if we take the Fourier transform of this MT, which is designated as MF, which is Fourier transform FT, so if the we get the spectral component as AM by 2 delta F plus FM plus delta F minus FM. So we have one spectral component FM, one spectral component is minus FM with amplitude AM by 2. So this is the spectral components of a message signal. So again, what we are using is modulation property. We are taking the Fourier transform of this signal and we are getting spectral components as F at FM and at minus FM with amplitude AM by 2 and AM by 2. Next, we are calculating the spectral components of carrier signal. So we have carrier signal CD is equal to AC cos 2 pi FCD. Again, we take the Fourier transform. So this is CF, which is Fourier transform of CD. So we get AC by 2 delta F plus FC delta F minus FC. So we have one spectral component at FC, at another is minus FC with amplitude AC by 2 and AC by 2. Okay. And now we have the spectral components of modulated signal. So again, we have this modulated signal we have already discussed. If we take the Fourier transform of whole expression, so we have Fourier transform of AC cos 2 pi FCT plus Fourier transform of AC MA by 2 cos omega C plus omega MT plus cos omega C minus omega MT. So for the first expression we get AC by 2 del F plus FC plus del F minus FC plus for this what is omega C is 2 pi FC and this is 2 pi FM. So we get F minus MA AC by 2 for AC MA by 2. When we are calculating the Fourier transform, we get this spectral component MA AC by 4 with two spectral components, that is del F minus FC minus FM and del F plus FC plus FM. And for this cos omega C minus omega MT, we get again MA AC by 4 del of F with minus will minus FC plus FM and plus delta F plus FC minus FM. So these are the spectral components for this amplitude modulated signal using modulation property, or simply we are calculating the Fourier transform and using this modulation property. And this is the spectral components are basically depicted. So this is also called frequency translation. So we have this carrier signal FC, carrier signal minus FC, and then we have two bands translated over FC. So it is FC plus FM and FC minus FM. So total bandwidth is 2 FM. Similarly, the band centered about minus FC is minus FC plus FM and minus FC minus FM. So if we further concentrate on this, so we have this is FC plus FM is upper band, FC minus FM is the lower band, then minus FC plus FM is the lower band, and minus FC minus FM is the upper band with bandwidth of 2 FM. 2 FM here and 2 FM here. So these are spectral components of modulated signal. Then we'll calculate the power consideration. So we have a carrier signal which has a carrier power which is AC by root 2 whole square upon R, because carrier signal is AC cos 2 pi FCT, and if we take the Fourier transform we have AC by 2 del F plus FC plus del F minus FC. So we have AC by root 2 whole square by R. What we get is AC square by 2R. Then we have two bands. These are MA AC by 2. So from AC we have AC by root 2. From MAC by 2, these are the amplitudes. We are calculating power, so we have AC MA by 2 root 2. So we have MAC by 2 root 2 whole square by R. Okay, maximum value VM, this is the maximum value. So simplifying, we get MA square AC square by 8R square. Now total power is carrier power plus upper sideband power and lower sideband power. Now we add on these values. So we have this carrier power and lower sideband power and upper sideband power. Now we are adding all these three values. So we have AC square by 2R plus MA square AC square by 8R square plus MA square AC square by 8R square. And we are taking this value. So if we take this AC square by 2 are common, what we get is 1 plus MA square by 4 plus MA square by 4, and these two terms are being added up to get MA square by 2. So total transmitted power is carrier power PC plus 1 plus MA square by 2. And in terms of transmitted current, so IT square is equal to IC square 1 plus MA square by 2. So these are power considerations, total power and carrier power. So if we see here the power, the what is the ratio of the total sideband power upon the total power? So total sideband power is MA square by 2. Here MA square by 2, and the total power is 1 plus MA square by 2. The total sideband power, the total power is PT by PC is 1 plus MA square by 2. This is 2 plus MA square. 1 plus MA square by 2, if we add it, we will get 2 plus MA square by 2. So this is 2 plus MA square, 1 plus MA square by 2, and so this is the sideband power. MA square by 4 plus MA square by 4 is MA square by 2, and total power is 1 plus MA square by 2. So 2 is nullified. What we get is MA square upon 2 plus MA square. And so power efficiency is, we multiply the whole value by 100, so we get MA square upon 2 plus MA square into 100. So this is how we calculate the power efficiency. So this is all about in this lecture. Thank you.